Professor Abuzar Kamaluddin Sahab, former Vice Chairman, Bihar Intermediate Education Council, and currently Principal MP Sinha Science College in Muzaffarpur. Though you haven't been attached to politics, but yet you have a good touch or a good sense of the political mood in the state. So, in the coming October, the Bihar will face assembly elections. How do you assess the political mood of the state today?
It is not very clear. Mainly there are four players in Bihar. One, the ruling Janata, that is Nitish Kumar plus BJP, who are in power now. Second is Lalu Yadav and Ramvilas Paswan. How long they will go together, that is a point to think further. At present they are working together. And third is Congress. Fourth are some splinter groups, but that group will not have any influence, I think, in the coming election. So I think in Bihar there would be a triangular fight between Nitish Kumar and BJP combined, to Lalu Yadav and Ramvilas combined, and to the Congress. Nitish Kumar on some social front and on some governance level he is doing something good, and economy as such in Bihar has registered a phenomenal growth. Recently, from yesterday newspaper, it was reported that Bihar has registered 12.6% growth. So conditions in Bihar has considerably changed. But Bihar is a perennial state of backwardness, and nothing can be done in a short span of time. The very psyche of Bihar is not pro-progressive. So here is casteism, here is communalism, here is corruption, here is crime, and all things taken together have compelled the Bihar to remain in a state of inertia, a state of backwardness. Now something is doing to improve the situation in Bihar, and Bihar has improved a lot in this period. But what would be the mood of the people? It is very difficult to predict, because in Bihar politics has not politics is very much confined to the caste considerations, and election is being fought on the basis of caste simply. Money, power and caste, two things are very important. Nitish Kumar will certainly get a leverage because he has made a good caste combination and trying to win over certain other sections of the people. He is trying also to woo the minorities also, and minorities have also some soft corner to him. But concretely, I may say so, very few thing has been done to improve the lot of minority and to improve their participation in the decision-making process. That is very important. One thing, that is who will win and who will lose the election, that is another thing. Who will form the government, that is another thing. The main question is, the minority of Bihar will get fair representation in this election or not. The situation is that gradually, every election, the representation of minority is decreasing, and at this point of time it is the lowest, and there is little concern on the part of the on the part of the political parties to improve the minority participation. And without proper minority participation, I don't think that the inclusive nature of growth and empowerment will take place, and the Bihar will remain lopsided, and its development will remain lopsided, because it will have a less minority participation. When at one hand we see that there is a trend that Mahadalits and Dalits and other backwards classes and women and all others should be given fair representation in the administration, in the government, in the parliament, in the assembly. But on the same side, in the same way, there is little endeavor, there is little intention, there is little thinking on that part, that Muslim representation of other minorities should also increase. In a democracy, without representation, proper representation, one can have no voice in the decision-making process, and when one will have no voice in the decision-making process, they will remain retarded, and that will go a long way in deciding the nature and future of Bihar.
Right. When we talk of Muslim representation that is actually decreasing over the last few decades, the recent topic of discussion is Women Reservation Bill. I talked to several Muslim MPs, and they said this is a conspiracy just to wipe out Muslim male political leadership in the country. Do you agree?
It may be, it may not be, because when Muslim males are not getting proper representation, how can a Muslim female can get that benefit? So it may be that it may be a conspiracy, and it may not be a conspiracy, I can't say so. But this is not a sound piece of thinking, I think, because if you don't have any inclusive agenda in your scheme of things, how can you keep the country united, strong, and developing? Because one section of the people and a very large section, a sizable section of people will leave behind in the process of development. So this is a matter of thinking. This is a matter to look into very seriously and sincerely by those who are at the helm of affairs in the decision-making process, that how they integrate all sections of people and take support of all sections of people, and ensure, I just emphasize the word, and ensure the proper and fair representation of Muslims in assemblies and parliament. I think all the political parties without exception has no honest approach or honest desire to increase the representation of Muslim community in assembly and parliament. And I am very sad to say that Muslim leadership, either in Bihar or in the country, is of such a poor quality, and they don't have the strength and the caliber or a sense of sacrifice. They want to adopt an easy way to enter into politics through Rajya Sabha or Vidhan Parishad or like that, and they don't want to go to the masses and have a direct contact with the people and emerge through the democratic process by involving and indulging people from the grassroots level, and to have their own voice. What Mayawati has done, what Kashi Ram has done, what all other Lalu Prasad has done. Is there any leader who can have that type of caliber and who can have such type of inter-community or within community support and